All right, let's talk about this individual right here. Back in the news again is y'all homeboy Colin Kaepernick, or as he will be referred to from this moment on in my book, Colin Kaepernick, because that's all he has been since he started quote unquote protesting for the cause. He's just been a capping. That's it. He has been a fraud since he sat his ass down during the national anthem. Hell, he was a serviceable gimmick due to good coaching. Colin Kaepernick was never this phenomenal quarterback. He was a hell of an athlete, but he wasn't a quarterback on the level of Brady, Drew Brees, Randall Cunningham, Rodney Peete. I'm just going back over time of good mobile quarterbacks, with the exception of, Tom Brady and that other boy. But Colin Kaepernick was never a hell of a quarterback. He's a hell of an athlete. He has been a fraud from the giddy up when it comes to activism and the black cause. Been full of forever. But in case you're going, well, hold on, Tucker. That's a little harsh, ain't it? I mean, he did start protesting about the time that a whole bunch of police brutality was making the headlines and this, that, and the third. And no, he didn't. No, he did not. Do you know that during the height of his success as a 49ers quarterback, what was happening in America? There was the Trayvon Martin incident, and there was the Mike Brown incident. You had professional sports team protest those, even though the Mike Brown incident turned out to be one huge lie. The point is, he didn't say shit then. Do you want me to tell y'all why? I'm glad you asked, so I will. He's a fraud. Nothing about that dude's activism is real. As I said, I will even give it to you piece by piece. When Colin Kaepernick decided that he was going to become this great activist and protest, it wasn't even that. Step one, what is the purpose of a protest? To draw attention to a cause. That dude had sat down during the national anthem for two pre-games before a reporter finally caught on to it and asked him about it. If it's really a protest, do you do it quietly on the sideline? No, you draw attention to it. The reason that he sat quietly on the sideline was because he was pouting. Why was he pouting? Because he sucked and lost his job to the backup quarterback, Blaine Gabbert. That's what that was. He sucked ass. So he didn't start protesting out of some benevolent, altruistic cause. His protest started out for the pout. So stop giving him the credit as he is some activist. No, what I call him is a term that I've heard on the internet called a slacktivist, which means you do the minimal effort for whatever cause you are trying to proclaim you believe in. So he hijacked a movement. Oh, all of a sudden, he's down for the cause. So see, he was fraudulent in that. Again, he wasn't trying to, oh, I'm doing this because of the plight of the black man and police brutality. No, I'm doing this because I lost my job. And then the next thing, when people try to use that, well, Tuck, he was blackballed. No, that motherfucker was not blackballed. He had a player option to opt into his contract at San Francisco. He would have been riding pine, but he would have been riding pine making money. No, 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 no. His ego said that I could get out of San Francisco and go start at another team. That is what his ego said. And he swiftly learned, no, son of a no, you sorry sack of shit. You suck. Your last two seasons sucked. You were ranking at damn near at the very bottom of all statistical categories in the NFL. Completion percentage, quarterback rating. Dude, you sucked. And now you suck with a headache. You have now brought all this unnecessary divisive activism to the football field, and you want a team to take on that and your suck ass stats? It's not going to happen. You see, that debunks his other argument. His other argument being, well, the NFL is racist. Oh, bull. There have been other players, particularly black, that have done horrible things that still played in the NFL. Michael Vick was convicted of animal cruelty and sent to prison. I say again, not community service, not house arrest, real jail time. And when he got out, was immediately on the football team. Dante Stallworth, wide receiver in the NFL, was convicted of vehicular manslaughter back in 2009. He was convicted of vehicular manslaughter. He was suspended for the 2009-2010 football season, and right after the Super Bowl of that season, he was immediately reinstated and joined the football team. See, there are people that have done worse than Colin Kapernick and have still been able to get on teams. The thing was, their skill exceeded the problems that they brought along with themselves. Their talent exceeded their baggage. He was the exact opposite. Your baggage exceeded your talent, Captain. So nobody wanted to deal with you. So I've debunked the bullshit that he's perpetuated, okay? That's gone. That's out of there. But this latest stunt, I already didn't like this dude for that bullshit because I know of true activists. I know people who fight the fight. I am not bragging. I am simply stating a fact. I am quite present in politics in this city at city hall meetings. I know what the fight looks like, partner, and you ain't it. This latest stunt that Captain pulled is a stunt that really makes me loathe this man. In a recent book, he is now stating that he even had to fight racism within his home from his adopted mother. Let me give you the backstory on that. Colin Kaepernick is of mixed race, black and white, mother white, father black. His biological father, he has no idea who that is. His 19-year-old white mother, for whatever the reason, right or wrong, good or bad, decided to give Colin up for adoption. The Kaepernick family decided to adopt this child. The Kaepernicks are white. They could have picked any child out of that adoption agency. They could have picked a child whose skin color was closer to theirs. They could have picked a child with far less melanin. You know what I mean? But no, they chose Colin. That's who they chose. And what does this do? He says that he had to fight racism when he was coming up from his mother. And here is why this said that. Because Colin wanted to get cornrows. And his mother said, no, you're not going to get cornrows, essentially. She said that that'll make you look like a thug. Okay. And because of that, he says that that was a racial thing, that his parents didn't get it. He had to overcome the racism within his house. Homeboy, I'm not sure about how you felt about it, but coming up as a 90s kid, there were a shit ton of parents that would not let kids get hairstyles that they wanted, that they saw on TVs, in magazines, and in videos, and in movies, because they cared about the image they portrayed out in society. There were kids that weren't allowed to get a high top fade as tall as Kid from Kid and Plays. There were some parents that would not allow them to wear their hair long like Bone Thugs and Harmony. So to say that, oh, that was racial, nah, because it happened in all black households too, jackass. It happened in all black households too. The reason that this really gets under my skin is that I have someone in my life that has been adopted, mixed race. Their adoption was under some of the most, I can honestly say, egregious circumstances I've ever bore witness to. So much so that when my friend was adopted, they were raised not in cruelty, but I guess you can call it indifference. They were given just enough love to make them feel loved, but nothing more. It was like state mandated love, if that makes any sense, because their adoption was actually a ploy for other things that I won't get into. But they were raised with indifference and a lack of full love and affection. And they're dealing with that as an adult. Now they're dealing with it, and it's coming out of some really rough ways. And that's why when Colin Kaepernick said this, it pissed me off, because you read his backstory, how his parents gave him all the love and affection he could ever want, all the support he could desire. Whatever he wanted to do, they let him do it, which is probably one of his problems. He didn't get his ass beat enough. Any sport, basketball, football, baseball, they supported him through all of it. They let him do it all. And just to keep more clout, just to keep his name out there, he essentially calls his family, his mother, his father, racist? The people that could have left your ass in an orphanage. This is how you treat and respect them. This is the love that you show them. I repeat, Colin Kaepernick, because it's all you are, a whole bunch of cap. Wait, stop right there. That was a sample. You want the whole entree? Follow us on our podcast, Free Mind Thinkers. You can find us where you pick up any and all your favorite podcasts. That includes Amazon Music, Pandora, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Until next time, y'all take care of yourselves and always dare to think differently.